Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to share some guidance for Thursday and Friday. That's Thursday the 21st and Friday the 22nd of November. So I trust that you're feeling good and things are in good flow for you. It's quite early here. It's Thursday the 21st of November at exactly 6:46 a.m. Good morning. I was up early and ready for my power to be turned on today. So it's the power upgrade day in the home here and for my kiln. So my kiln should be going by the end of the day, all going well, because I don't know if the thing actually works, because it requires three-phase power. So the guy I bought it off didn't have access to three-phase power, so I'm sure it's going to be fine. But it's a big power surge today, so there's a lot of power energy around, and it's very, very in sync with lots of stuff that's been leading up to this day. So the 21st feels like a big day of power upgrade. So I trust that you're feeling good. Extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. So if you're new to watching, welcome. Please let us know if you're new. If you are new, what I'll be doing is using my combined decks of cards here, and I'll be looking for the best card for Thursday, the best card for Friday, and then the best card for the theme for Thursday and Friday. I'm not doing personal requests for guidance here today. Whoops, the wind's getting up. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared will be helpful and supportive for you. So remember to take on board what feels right, what resonates, what makes sense to you, what fits into your life easily at this time, and let the rest go. So let's allow ourselves to be surprised and see what the cards want to add to the potential energy for Thursday and Friday. So I'm starting by looking for the best card for Thursday. So Thursday the 21st, if it's not quite Thursday for you yet, you can think of this as guidance in advance. I didn't get in on Wednesday for a video. It ended up being just actually quite hectic. So I can't refer you back to that, but you can always get your own cards out and pull cards for your day if you want to. So Thursday the 21st of November, a great day for power upgrade for completion and birthing. Let's see, what do we need to know about Thursday? Here we have a Speed of Light Oracle. Hi everyone, nice to see you. Oh, we've got the Twin Flame energy. So this is card 39, and it says union, love, togetherness, equal and effort. So this is about seeing eye to eye with at least another person, and being on the same page, the same wavelength, if you like, and that there's this strong bond or this strong connection of love that's present. This may be between us and a lover, but it may be between us. Oh, I see the cat sitting over here in the background. She's sitting on the dirt, of course. You know, this may be connected with someone that's close to our heart, like a lover, but it doesn't have to be. It might be someone, it could be a stranger that we just seem to relate to when we're in a brief connection or rendezvous with them. It might be a child or a family member or a friend, someone that we have just this heart connection with. And this heart connection, this connection of love, it doesn't have to be a sexual love. It could be a love for something, a love for life, a love for a common interest that we have with this person. And that's going to help boost our connection somehow. There is a lot of this energy around at the moment where we're reaching new levels of understanding about ourselves. And when we understand ourselves better, we better understand other people. So we stop projecting our throwing up and projectile vomiting all over these people in our life with our own wounds and our own issues and our expectations and hopes and dreams for them, which is actually usually hopes and dreams for ourselves. So as we've surrendered a lot this week, what I've noticed is the deep surrendering. If we've allowed ourselves to deeply surrender, this deeply surrendering and this deeply just surrendering all of who we are so that we can become who we are meant to become, who we're growing into. This deep surrender is leading into a really deep level of understanding about who we are. But it's like we have to strip back or surrender who we thought we were first. So we are changing a lot at the moment if we allow ourselves the space and the time to do that. So as we strip back, as we surrender, we are finding out more about ourselves than we ever thought before, which means that we're finding out more about other people more than we ever realized before as well. And this leads to a bond, a togetherness, a seeing eye to eye, this connection of love. So this love energy, this heart connection is strongly present on Thursday. And what we're probably guided to do is embrace that. So let's be careful that we're not shutting people out or shutting love out, that we're allowing love in and we're allowing connections to be made and connections to be deepened. If it's a bit uncomfortable at the moment, or if there's a bit of tension in the air between us and someone that we're close to, then I recommend deep surrendering as deeply as you can go. And as you deeply surrender, see what you move into in regards to expression. So what feeling do you move into, and what words or energies need to be expressed or exchanged that will then take that connection deeper. So see how you go, but very strong supportive energy around for love and for a strong connection with another person on Thursday. So see how you go with that. That's beautiful to get that card. Excellent. All right, let's now look for the best card for Friday the 22nd of November. Oh, wow, the month has certainly flown, hasn't it? Getting towards the end of the month. The 11th month is always quite a doozy. So the best card for Friday the 22nd, I trust, is... Whoops, not that. The best card for Thursday is this. It's another Speed of Light Oracle, and it's this. It's the Tree Maiden. Card 42. The Puss has come to visit. Card 42, the Tree Maiden, and it says endings, surrender, growth, and illumination. And there has been a lot of that present in this last week or so, maybe even a few weeks for some of us. This intensity, this potency. This card brings potency. So there's a potential potency around on Friday, which may be uncomfortable because this is a bit of a confronting card potentially, but it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to go through potent times. They can be uncomfortable if we can ride it through, if we can remember our resources and our tools to support our moving through the uncomfortable times. We will come out the other end potentially much stronger than we did before we entered that time period. So that potency is amplifying energy on Friday potentially for us. So problems may be amplified, not a bad thing because it's highlighting the problem so we can do something about it. Things are going to potentially just be amplified. And I guess this makes sense when I think about it, because if we're going through, or I know for me personally, I'm going through a power upgrade today on the 21st. So a power upgrade upgrades everything and amplifies everything. So if we're in a space of love, that's most likely going to be amplified. If we're in a space of connection and joy, that's most likely going to be amplified too. But if we haven't let ourselves journey through the dark part of the night that a lot of us have been entering since the end of last week or throughout last week, if we haven't let ourselves move through, and we haven't faced our shadows, then we may still be dealing with some problematic areas of our life, and they may be illuminated or amplified on Friday. So the key and the whole meaning and reason for this is for us to, or for it to stir up endings. So there's a lot of endings, closing doors, things. I'm feeling like a completion thing too, where we can shut the door and say, this is now done. Shut the door and say, this is now over. I'm not going back here. I've learned that lesson. I'm moving on now. That sort of energy. And this then stimulates growth. So growth within us. So there is a lot of great energy in this card, but it's not necessarily comfortable if we're still dealing with our darkness, if you like. So let's continue to find the courage to face whatever's loudest for us. And as I say, I highly recommend surrendering and then moving into expression when we're ready. The cat's having a tumble there behind us. So I trust that supports your Friday. Yes, I've had a very weepy week as well, Bernadette. It's been very intense emotionally on many, many levels. It's been one of the biggest weeks of the year probably, and we've had a doozy of a year. So let's see what the theme card is, shall we? So the theme card will help bring these days together and help us see the bigger picture for Thursday and Friday. So what do we need to know about the bigger picture? The best card for the theme is this. It is an Animal Kingdom. And it's, we've got a featured timing card. So this has further instructions here, which say to take the 4th card from the top of the deck. And we have another Speed of Light Oracle. And it's this. Look at this. Excellent. Let me put the deck down. So we have these 2 cards have come up together for a reason. We've got Stellar Cycle and we've got basically Abundance. So what I'm going to do is look at these cards separately and then we'll look at their relationship together. Here, this is the last card in the deck, card 55. So this talks about just on its own. It talks about endings. It talks about completion. It talks about winding things up over these next couple of days. This is the Stellar Cycle card. So it talks about 1 year approximately, or the long term, we could say. The long term is what we're considering over Thursday and Friday. So there's something going on, or something we're planning, something we're implementing that has a long-term effect now. We might even have a plan that we're thinking about at the moment that puts us into, say, November 2020 or October or December, but around that 1 year period, for example. Or we could be dealing with things now that are going to be relevant over this long term. And what that is connected with this card, which is Abundance. Card 30, Elementals. It says blessings, abundance, prayers, and opening. So this shows, and a lot of us have been feeling it without confirmation, but I guess if we needed it, this is it. We've been feeling that this is a pivotal time for us, that we've been going through this big, what would you say, this big journey through the darkness, this big new realizations that we're having, new understandings about ourselves, and this new power that we're tapping into, our powerful qualities that we're accessing now. This is a pivotal time. And these cards, especially coming together with the 1 year card, are highlighting how powerful this is, and that this is actually a positively powerful time as we have courage to move through these dark parts that we might be experiencing lately. So if we're holding ourselves back in the darkness, we might not be feeling this yet, but it's likely going to shift as we let ourselves continue to flow through and walk through. Remember, I mentioned in the last video, 1 step at a time, and sometimes that's all we can do. Just take 1 step, be okay with that, take the next step, because it's like we're stumbling around in the dark, and a lot of us are moving out of that now, but some people may still be in it. So this is really encouraging to show that it is worth facing this stuff, and it is worth our uncomfortable journey through the darkness, to really strip back everything about ourselves, our life, what we want for our life, and just let it all go, as if everything might change in an instant, that we might be okay with that. So we're not holding on to anything. That to me is deep, full surrender. So as we do that, things start to shift, and this is showing a lot of abundance coming in, and we're being encouraged to stay open to the abundance and to receiving it, and knowing that we're worthy of it and that we deserve the abundance that's available. So abundance to me can come in many forms. It can come in the form of gifts, opportunities, good health, finances, or a pay rise, or a savings or discounts when we're going to buy something, for example. It's just things being in good flow, things being in good movement is what abundance is. And the key with this particular card is making sure we're open to it, that we're not closed off. You might remember in my last video from Monday that we had the snakes, the creation card, and I talked quite a lot about holding on tightly and coiling up and just being bound up with our problems or whatever it was that we were going through. This is very much the opening of that now. So the opening, letting ourselves soften our hold, surrender our hold, and allow ourselves to open up to the idea that abundance is here for us. And we may want to use an affirmation of something like, I am open to receiving the abundance that's available, or I am willing to change. That's another one that just opens us up, can open us up straight away. So some saying and repeating some things that are very opening might help us access this. But the great and exciting news is that this is coming in for the long term. So we're in for the abundance right now, over the next year, over the next long-term period. So if we've got questions, or we're wondering about the abundance of something at the moment and whether it's worth pursuing this idea because we're not sure if it's going to be financially viable, then this is certainly a thumbs up that there is abundance coming over this time period. So if that's something you've been thinking about, that's a great validation. But this is a period of good flow that we're moving into. Doesn't mean it's going to be not have any problems or challenges, because that's part of life. It's just that we seem to flow easier with them when we're in the flow. They become less of a big mountain on our path and more of just a few rocks that we're stumbling over, maybe almost trip over, get ourselves back up and then keep going. So there is that sort of feeling around. So let's be open to the abundance that's available, but especially the abundance in the long term. So that's very encouraging. So it's sort of showing and coming out the other side personally of this darkness that we've been through, or that I've been through. You may still be going through it. It is going to be worth it. And usually these bigger, more confronting and intense times are actually leading us into a bigger breakthrough than we could imagine. So breakthrough is coming. Just keep persisting, keep surrendering, keep following and flowing with how you feel and what you're going through, one step at a time. But there is movement. We are moving out of it. So let yourself move out of it too. Sometimes we just keep the old story going, which keeps us in that dark place, if you like. So sometimes we've got to just surrender what happened. We've just got to let it go so that we can give ourselves permission to move forward. So thank you. I trust this resonates with you. If you've enjoyed the video today, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to, and if you want to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. If you enjoyed the video, please come back and connect with other videos that I record most weeks. Throughout the week I usually share a couple of videos, so and they're always shared back onto YouTube. So if you take a Facebook break, God forbid, but if we do take a Facebook break, or if you do, you can access these for the most part on my YouTube channel too, which is Temple of Balance on YouTube. So I'm probably going to be a bit out of action these next couple of days. It's going to be busy here today. We have lots of stuff going on with electricians and power people disconnecting our power and putting our three-phase power in, and making sure the kiln's going. There's just going to be a lot of stuff happening today. So I will probably won't really be about much these next few days. I'll be focused on hopefully getting my kiln going and making sure it's all working okay, and then doing some test firings and some test glazing and all this stuff. It's been 9 months, almost 9 months since the fire. So this is a really potent time for me personally, and I'm going to and will continue to just dive into it. So very exciting. Thanks for your support and encouragement over this time period too, and your patience over this last 9 months. I'm also finishing off the Healing Energy cards too today. In fact, I plan on doing that now. So I've got 2 more cards to write up, and then that deck will be phase 1 done. So my Healing Energy cards 2, if you're not aware, my Healing Energy cards 1, I'm creating a second deck, which I've been doing since the fire. So that's been part of my distraction, but my focus while I've been rebuilding. So that's also tying up today for phase 1, and then I'll get them all printed out and we'll start doing some refining. So that's exciting. I've got some new pendants on the website, and there's also a new drum on the website. So have a peek if you're inspired to, and if you want to learn more about me and the work that I do at Temple of Balance, please visit my website at templeofbalance.com.au. Thank you so much. I'm sure I will send pictures through as the day progresses, but we will see. Anyway, we'll be upgrading power. Yes, turn the power on. So I will connect with you later at some point. Have a great couple of days, and thanks so much for watching. Sending you lots of love from my heart to yours. Namaste. So namaste means that the divine, the creator in me, honours and acknowledges the divine, the creator in you, that we are equal, we are one. We're in this together. You're not alone. We aren't alone. So thank you for being who you are, and namaste. See ya.